What's going on, guys? It's your boy DJ McCree, and today we're going to be talking about Presswerk as an overview and just like its many different features that it has. And my impressions of it so far, which I already had a first impression, so first look, first impression. Now I have the second impression, then I'm going to do an overall review. I know. But yeah, overall, this is something I use. I use this on both of the demos. Usually, I would use Maximus, and I really do love Maximus. But this is I just got this. It's new. Hey, why not try it out, right? So first off, introduction about Presswerk. Presswerk is a compressor. I know it says right here that it's a dynamics processor. Just it is what it is when it says that, but it's a compressor. However, as far as the saying dynamics processor, this is just not the only view in one of the main features. It has 6 different views, which is ridiculous. Right now, I actually have the track many levels up, which I did both my demo tracks using Presswerk. So if it'll play, I don't know. With me right here. So far, so good. And as you can see, the amount of clarity, but the amount of strength that the lows have in this particular mix is incredible. Now, people are going to ask me, this is possible with any compressor. Yes, it is. It really is. It really is. But it's all about how your compressor is laid out at the end of the day, because what many people struggle with when it comes to compression is knowing how to use the compressor. And this particular VST effect or compressor actually is much easier to use, as well as powerful or more powerful than any of people's popular ones. So let me go ahead and play this part, the beginning part of the demo, the new demo on the website. I'm gonna play it. And then I'm going to play it without the compression by pressing the bypass button. That's without the compression. With the compression.
Trap cam.
So I ain't expected to play like great, but that shows you the amount of strength that this particular compressor has. Presswerk is very impressive off top, just off of just using their regular preset. And this says test preset. This is my preset. I'm testing it out and seeing if I want to grow with this particular setting, because a lot of my tracks are pretty much musically the same. Now we're gonna walk through a couple of the pieces, but I just want to pull up the instruction manual, which has a diagram of how it works, and it will enlighten you basically how, because this particular diagram right here is actually how you build your own VST in general. I mean, I know a lot of people don't care about that. I know that's not why people are always on my channel, but it's very interesting stuff. As you can see, you can see how the input comes in. You see the encoder for the, I can't see what that says, but you can see how the signal flow works. And depending on which one of the views you're using, it can either go straight ahead like this, or it can feed all the way around and then go out. But yeah, how it runs through its particular VCAs and its pre and post filters, and how it goes to the high pass filter. It just it gives you instant knowing of how you should use your compressor as far as the steps. So I highly suggest people actually check that out. As you can see, the pre and post parts the all pass, and when it goes through the VCAs, and when it goes through the pregame, how it goes to the pregame, to the saturation, to the post filter. Yeah, it's very cool stuff. It's very intriguing stuff. So, off top. So since we actually looked at the diagram, we're gonna talk about the actual flow of it. So now, the first thing is that you predict is how it's fed through the input. You have 3 different modes here, and they're all very, very significant. This is feed forward, feedback, and feed intro. I don't know. INT. I can't remember the actual full. So, but anyways, the feed forward is for very aggressive music. As you can see, this track is actually very aggressive. The disadvantages of it is that you probably will have less dynamic range, but at the cost of but the cost is probably not as dangerous as if you was to use feedback or even INT, which is supposed to be the best of both worlds. It's supposed to balance your signal flow. So if I was to use feed forward, which I'm using feed forward, it's basically for more of aggressive music. And the true huge advantage is that you can actually use the threshold and ratio, and it allows for a higher ratio and a deeper threshold without sacrificing any volume control. Which means that you basically have a controlled sound that is loud, but it'll be very aggressive, much so. And you'll basically have you'll basically have that nice loud flow, but you'll be able to control it. This is not much the same for this feature right here. This feature right here with feedback mode. Kind of gives you a less of a chance, but it's meant for more musical, I guess, softer music in general. So feeding forward, it kind of works in general for me because I use upward compression, which means that I compress my stuff up and not down. I don't smush, I don't sausage, I push it up because it preserves the dynamic range at a lower end, and you get the bass that you want. I know to each his own, but people will argue that all day, because it's always about preference when it comes to mixes. So, yeah. So what I'm doing right here, if you can actually hear me, is I'm going to switch modes. It's a tiny bit of a difference here that you probably could not hear, but because I'm already using... It's a tiny bit of a difference, but because of the fact that I already have it so not aggressive already by the master volume in FL Studio, that that the negative effect isn't felt until the actual drum line drops in. This once again is supposed to be best of both worlds. And the actual drawback, that is cool as hell. I'm sorry, guys. Wow. Okay, so I just made a random discovery. Is that it actually lets you know about your knobbage. It lets you know about what parameter you're using. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So using this, it's supposed to be interactive. So it's supposed to be giving you the best of both worlds and keeping your signal flow correctly as well. So that's it's not, from my understanding, it's not very unique. It's just traditional for analog. So this is analog here. Mind me, I'm a little, my throat hurts. Now moving on, that was actually a long space. You have controls of the channels. Now, if I was to play this, which I'm going to play it, you have 2 channels. So basically, you have this channel 1 and channel 2. Selecting channel 1, which you have to turn off the link. not show that right here, it's not depicted that the louder channel is gonna win, which is channel 2. Now I'm gonna pick channel 2.
Trap Camp.
Now, what I just said was, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but what I said is I was going to the channel settings. The channel settings basically it allows you to see which channel flow you like the best. The louder channel usually wins, but if you're linking to this, it has a counterbalance to it. And what its counterbalance is that it keeps the signal flow even. Obviously, when you select link. Then you had your typical mid to side features or whatever, to where you just select mid to side and it sounds like this. What I don't like. And then you have phase rotation, which. Dual phase rotation is kind of like linear phase rotation in Maximus, which is cool and all that, but it actually sacrifices lows for the mids to have more presence, and it's just a trick that radio personalities use to make people's voices louder that don't have enough mid, or radio engineers or whatever. But yeah, then you have your high pass. This particular area is the mixing area, where you have your high pass and your expansions. All this is basically just stuff that you really wouldn't want to touch. I mean, it just depends on you and your flavor as a old school. Let me actually because I don't want that effing up my mix. If you really want to duck off certain highs or lows or whatever, and that's after this signal flow. Attack or release works exactly how every other attack or release works. If you have more attack, the more transients that you're allowing in, and if you have more release, the more transients that you're letting out. So, I mean, there's nothing pretty much really selling that particular aspect of this compressor, especially of this view. Mind me on where I'm going to go right here and detach. If it wants to detach from me any day soon. Here we go. And so we're detaching it here. The particular thing that this compressor shines upon is being able to overdrive and soft clip, and it still sounds good as hell. And as always, it has saturation, which you can either pick pre or post. I usually don't mess with saturation when it comes to a full mix, but if you're doing something like if you want to saturate your drums or maybe some vocals, just a little bit of your vocals, I guess, it comes in handy. And do what you must if that is what you want to do as far as your mixing goes. And then you have different side chain monitors, side chain modes. Side chaining in general actually creates more room for your mix. It's not generally useful for when you're doing a master, obviously, because you don't want to side chain any transients into nothing. I mean, but side chaining is there if you want to side chain like your kick drum, your particular kick drum into the guitar, so the guitar is not blaring over your kick drum if that is your flavor. I'm just saying. or whatever you might want to do to get a creative effect. Usually side chaining is or ducking or whatever is used in EDM just to create room and to create a certain effect to particular hi hats. Hi hats. I'm still thinking about the hi hats tutorial I just did. To the particular room to a particular track. But no, what really kicks this off in general is just the different views. Now, if you're not like phenomenal in at mix using compressors, which I'm not phenomenal, I just think I read and got the gist of it. They have an easy compressor mode as well as presets for people that just want to go and mess around with stuff. They have different kinds of presets about it that that actually are good. My favorite one in particular, and I'm cool because I already saved this in where is it, 2-track mix down, and I didn't want to say it last time, but it ended up being transparent oomph, like that oomph, with negative 16 decibels. So in particular, this preset is awesome, but it actually benefits from, once again, upwards compression. So a lower signal, so not a very hot signal would not kind of benefit from it. I guess you would probably try limiting on one of the limiting presets. So you have easy compressor right here. You can just work with the easy compressor, which doesn't have all the other features, but that doesn't mean that they're not working in the background. They work in the background and adjust themselves as so, and they work very well too at that. So, you have your easy view. They even have a view for vocals. Like if you want to compress vocals, it has that this as well. Very simple, very easy to use. Just straight to the point. Like what most people really need that usually do music now, which probably don't have that want to gain that knowledge. Even the actual instruction manual itself is actually very helpful. It's only 30 pages long, and it has very good tips from probably some of the best engineers in the world. And then you can also buy, once you buy this, if you're after you using the demo or whatever, trying it out, which I highly recommend you buy it. You have access to kvr.com's their forum, where the best people from film directors and all that are in there, there to answer all your questions and ask you that you want to ask. Simple as that. And then you never know, you might end up getting on. But yeah, and then it has drum compressors, stuff like if you just really just want to add saturation, boom, just add the saturation, which would just add much more knock to your kit. And then if you need more output and it might be sounding a little too aggressive, you can soft clip it, and then and then you have a little bit of a little bit more headroom than usual. Then you have your side chaining options once again for your drum compressor. You have a bus compressor, which in lightly could be used upon a final track. Signal a little bit. I'm just messing around right now. Seeing these makeup gain. Yeah, I really can't hear this at all, so I don't have my headphones on, but yeah, I just got a little lost. But yeah, this particular, it has, then has this mid to side, which once again I'm not too well. Not that I would say I'm not familiar with it. I just don't really care to compress just the middle area and and not have the two sides, which would be your low and your high, not compressed. So I'm not too into that, but it's there. I mean, in its own particular view, and then you have your limiter to seeing wherever you want to keep your balance or not. So you can just choose plenty. And I'm looking at my actual views on my audio interface. That's probably enlightened why I actually like this plugin as well, because it has its own views. Increase the input.
Trap Camp.
But yeah, it has pretty much everything that you would basically need. Once again, this is my favorite view. I like it all. I like it all in my face. I confront it all. I really do like this plugin. I guess I don't see the point of actually doing a review after this. I mean, 21 minutes in, but yeah, I mean, I highly recommend it. It's very good. I'm probably going to use this more so than I am going to use Maximus. Not because Maximus is worse or anything like that. It's because what the hell's my dog doing? Because I for sure really like this, and you never know. And I actually have learned more from Maximus from using this particular plugin, which is actually awesome. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a like. If you have any comments, please ask me in the comment section. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. I appreciate you for my time. I'm looking at my dog do whatever he's doing. And this is your boy DJ Adam McCrea, and I am out. Sad dog.